Conditionals, explanations, basic usage. What is always true? Present plus present. If I work late, I got tired. If the water is boiling, has boiled, it means the food is nearly ready. What was always true? Past plus past. We went home early if it was foggy. If it was snowing, we stayed at home. Real situations, present plus future. Here we think that the outcome is really possible. If you keep driving like that, you're going to have an accident. If you see Mark, tell him I'll ring him tomorrow. Hypothetical situations, past plus would. These are unreal or imaginary situations. If I knew the answer, I'd tell you. If I was having a party, I wouldn't invite Marcia. The verb be usually takes the form were for all persons in these sentences, though was is used in everyday speech. Note that in the first person it is possible to use should instead of would. If I left home, I think I should be lonely. Hypothetical past situations, past perfect plus would have. These refer to past events. If I had known you were coming, I would have met you at the station. With modals, possible situations in the present. If you get wet, you should change your clothes immediately. If you come early, we can discuss the problem together. Hypothetical situations, if I had the money, I could help you. Hypothetical past situations, if you hadn't reminded me, I might have forgotten. Variations, if only. This adds emphasis to hypothetical situations. With past events it adds a sense of regret. The second part of the sentence is often left out. If only I had enough time. If only I hadn't drunk too much, this wouldn't have happened. Unless and other alternatives to if. Unless means only if not. I'll go ahead and get the tickets unless you call me this afternoon. This means if you call me this afternoon, I won't get the tickets. This means if one situation depends on another, if can be replaced by as, so long as, provided or only if. I'll do what you say provided the police are not informed. Even if describes how something will happen whatever the condition. Even if it rains, we'll still go for a picnic. Past events with results in the present, past perfect plus would. If Jim hadn't missed the plane, he would be here by now. Should, after if, this makes the possibility of an event seem unlikely. If you should see Anne, could you ask her to call me? This implies that I do not expect you to see Anne. Word 2. This also makes an event seem more hypothetical. If I were to ask you to marry me, what would you say? Happen to. This emphasizes chance possibilities. It is often used with should. If you happen to see Helen, could you ask her to call me? If you should happen to be passing, drop in for a cup of tea. If it were not for, if it hadn't been for. This describes how one event depends on another. If it weren't for Jim, this company would be in a mess. If it hadn't been for their goalkeeper, United would have lost. Will and would, politeness and emphasis. These can be used as polite forms. If you would wait here, I'll see if Mrs. Green is free. Will can also be used for emphasis, meaning, insist on doing. If you will stay out late, no wonder you are tired. Insist on staying out. Other ways of making a conditional sentence. Supposing, otherwise. Supposing or suppose can replace if, mainly in everyday speech. Supposing you won the football pools, what would you do? Otherwise means, or if not. It can go at the beginning or end of the sentence. If you hadn't given us directions, we wouldn't have found the house. Thanks for your directions to the house. We wouldn't have found it otherwise.